So let's take a look here. So the agenda for today's session will include why are you here today? I'll be providing you with an overview of the summer company program, benefits of the program, as well as the program requirements. I will be providing with you information about the criteria for the eligibility to apply and to participate in the program. And then I'm also going to provide you with the information on the actual application itself, the actual process of applying to the program. So the next information will be information on the required training and mentorship that will be going on during the program. And I will wrap up the session with information on completing the program. So finally, like I said, we have the question and answer period at the end of the session, but you can answer any questions in the chat box. So if you have any other questions, like I said, just throw them in there. So why are you here today? So firstly, you're here today because you're interested in receiving free training, mentorship, and a grant to start a new summer business in Mississauga or the Brampton area. Secondly, you want to learn how the summer company program can help you with starting your own business. And you also want to learn how to apply to the program, how you're going to use the website to actually put through the application. So what is the summer company program? So the Summer Company Program is funded by the Province of Ontario. The Summer Company Program is delivered by small business enterprise centers across Ontario, similar to the Mississauga Business Enterprise Centre and the Brampton Entrepreneur Centre. So small business enterprises, SBECs, across Ontario are part of part of Province's Ontario's network of entrepreneurs, which is the One Network. The Mississauga Business Enterprise Centre delivers the program for businesses based in the Mississauga area, whereas the Brampton Entrepreneur Centre delivers a program for businesses based in Brampton and also the areas included Caledon. So since 2001, close to 9,000 students in Ontario have started a business through Summer Company, and in Mississauga and in Brampton. So for a total amount for the region of Peel, we'll have about 432. The program is also offered in different municipalities in other regions of Ontario. So if you're interested in starting a business in another area outside of Mississauga and Brampton area, you should apply to your local small business enterprise center in your local municipality or region where you plan to operate your business. So for example, if you plan to operate your business in Toronto, you should apply to Enterprise Toronto. If in Oakville or Milton, for example, you should apply to the Halton Region Enterprise Center. So overall, main goal of the program is to inspire youth to consider entrepreneurship as a viable career option and create jobs for themselves during the summer. The program helps students ages 15 to 29 years in Ontario to start a new business, to learn a transferable business skill, to make money, and to become job creators. So what does the program provide? The Summer Company Program provides free training, one-on-one group mentorship with business and business professionals. The program sessions and meetings in Mississauga and Brampton will run from May to August 2021, so approximately 8 to 12 weeks. And once the selections of the participants are made, you'll be notified. So there are 11 spaces available in Mississauga's program and 10 spaces available in Brampton's. So you should apply to the Summer Company Program at one small business enterprise center in your local area, which you'll be operating your business. So what are the program phases? In Mississauga and Brampton, the Summer Company Program will be delivered in 4 main phases. Phase 1 is the eligibility checklist. Phase 2 is the application process, which includes a business plan and financials, interview, and participant selections. Phase 3 is the training and mentorship sessions. And finally, phase 4 is the completion and exit of the program. So now I'm going to explain the phases to you in a bit more detail. So are you eligible to apply for the actual Summer Company Program? So there are certain requirements that you are required for the business in order for you to be able to be eligible for the program. So to be eligible for Summer Company Program, you must meet all of the following eligibility requirements. You must be a resident of Ontario, 15 to 29 years of age as of April 30th, 2021, be a Canadian citizen or permanent resident of Canada, attending high school, college, or university, and returning to school in the fall of 2021, so September, after the summer company program ends, and proposing to start a new business in Mississauga or Brampton, or also, like we mentioned before, Caledon. So you must be prepared to enter scheduled mandatory training, mentorship, and networking sessions. So you cannot be working another job or attending school for more than 12 hours per week during the term of the project under the initiative. Able to work over the summer period, a minimum of 280 hours if you are a high school student, and if you're in post-secondary, 420 hours. And you cannot have received this funding before in the previous year, you can have not applied for summer company before in the past and received the funding. If you applied before and you weren't accepted in the program, you can definitely apply again. So adequate technology will be a requirement to participate in this program, as the program will be delivered virtually in Mississauga and Brampton. So everything will be based online. And you should have adequate computer system technology, application at minimum, Microsoft Word, Excel, or PowerPoint, and internet to participate in this virtual program and to attend virtual meeting sessions and completion of assignments. So if you're using a Mac, you still need to use these applications when saving and opening the documents. And you will also need a webcam or a video camera because it's highly recommended for you to also have a headset with a microphone use, because we will be doing sessions and to minimize the background noise and distraction within collaboration with other people that will be participating within the program. So please note that the camera is needed for you to participate in potential interviews, the program training and the mentor sessions, and the other program related sessions and meetings that we'll be hosting. So now for the eligibility and the criteria of the actual business. To be eligible, a business or proposed business must be a new business, not previously registered or operated on an ongoing basis. So it can't be an existing business that you've already been operating on the side. A sole proprietorship or corporation where an applicant will be the majority shareholder. So let's say you and your friend want to start a business. You both can't apply, you both can't be running in the program. Only one of you who holds majority shares. So if it's a 50-50 partnership, you'd have to make it 75-25 or 49-51%. So the person who owns majority of the shares in the business will be running in the program. You have to have an independent business venture and operate at arm's length from family business ventures. Not be a business that relies on commission sales, not be multi-level marketing purposes, and not be a non-for-profit organization. So your business also must operate full-time, minimum of 35 hours per week as defined in the business plan that you're going to submit, maintain its own books and records, have a master business license or articles of incorporation, or plan to register the business. So sometime within the program, you have to register the business. You have to maintain a separate bank account, so it can't be going into your personal bank account. You have to follow all the government rules and regulations and applicable bylaws. You have to demonstrate a viable and sales-ready business plan at the time of application to the program. And you also must demonstrate that the business can operate and follow all government health and safety guidelines related to impacts of COVID-19 pandemic. So priority will be given to new businesses in Mississauga or Brampton area that are sales ready and must demonstrate that the business can operate and follow all government health and safety guidelines related to impact of COVID-19 in the pandemic. So space is limited for all service providers delivering the program. So Mississauga will be giving priority to businesses operating in Mississauga, and Brampton will give priority to businesses that operate within Brampton and Caledon. So if you're interested in applying to the program, you will first have to check and register your eligibility on the Summer Company provincial website and the web portal called Screen. So there are a series of questions you'll need to answer to check your actual eligibility. So after you complete all the questions, and once you click on check my eligibility there at the bottom of the screen, it'll let you know if you're eligible to actually apply for the program. So how are you going to apply? How to apply on the actual website? So now that you've learned about Summer Company Program, the benefits and requirements of the program, the question you'll need to ask yourself is, are you actually ready to apply for it? So to answer these questions, you'll need to determine three main things. Are you eligible to apply for the program? Do you meet all the eligibility criteria that I provided to you earlier in this presentation? Next, do you have a viable new business idea that is sales ready and that you can launch and operate during the summer? And can your business operate and follow all the government health and safety guidelines related to impacts of COVID-19 and the pandemic? If you've answered yes to all these questions, then you may be actually eligible for the program. So now we're going to look at, after you've notified that you are eligible for it and you've confirmed that you're eligible, the first step is applying to the actual program. So for you have to complete an application inquiry, which you will have full access to after you successfully pass the eligibility criteria as shown in the previous screen. So you'll be asked to complete your information and to select the service provider you would like to apply to. So just a reminder, select the provider in the city or region where you plan to start and operate your actual business. So once you select and submit your application, the inquiry, the service provider will be notified. So if you submit Mississauga, Mississauga Business Center will be notified. For Brampton will be notified at our center, Toronto Center. So wherever you're applying for, the provider will be notified when you submit and start your application. So space is limited for all service providers delivering the program in Ontario. So Mississauga will be giving priority to businesses operating in Mississauga, and Brampton will be giving priority to businesses that plan to operate within Brampton and Caledon. So once you're ready to submit your application to the program, after completing the application inquiry, we email you the business plan template to use, the information for your program application submission. Your application will need to include a business plan, startup budget, and cash flow forecast. So your business plan must include details about your business idea, and the details that also it has to include is your business name, what do you plan on calling your business, your executive summary, so which is a summary of your business plan that is written last after you completed your business plan, the product or service. So information about the proposed product or service you plan to sell to your customers. So you have to describe the products to be produced or the service or goods that you're going to be providing. And you have to also answer these questions. So you have to be able, will you make or purchase your products yourself? Who will be your suppliers? What makes your product and your service unique? How is your business different from the other industries? And what features or advantages will entice customers to buy from you and not from your competitors? So what advantages do you have over your competition? You're also going to have to look at a marketing plan. How will you promote your business? To what target group? Who are your competitors? And you're also going to have to look at who are your questions, like who are your customers? What are characteristics of your ideal customer? What's their income level? How many are there in your target area? So we're going to look at demographics. You're going to have to look at demographics to find out how you're going to sell to these people. These are all research that you're going to have to be completing when you're doing your business plan, when you're submitting your application. So you're also going to look at cost and prices. What will you charge for your product or services? We're also going to want to see you do an estimate on your sales. So how many units of your products do you think you can sell per week? For example, how will you advertise your product? Include the type of advertising you're going to be using. Was it going to be direct mail, internet, social media? How much is it going to cost you? How much business do you think you're actually going to bring in from you doing your marketing and using social platforms? So you're also going to look at the operations. What do you need to operate your business? Do you need a permit, a license? Do you need suppliers? Are you hiring employees? Those are all things you have to take into consideration when you're thinking of starting a business and also when you're going to be doing your business plan. So applicants must also evaluate where things could go wrong with their business and identify contingencies. So workplace safety standards for employees, identify hazards, safety practices. These are all things you're going to have to take into consideration when you're doing your business plan. You're also going to look up at a startup budget. A budget you will require to list your startup costs, and if it's a good idea to research, it is a good idea to research these costs to make sure your figures are as accurate as possible, because even though it is an estimate, you're still going to want to get the most accurate information as you can. So your cash flow forecast. You'll need to forecast your realistic anticipated revenues and expenses from May to August 2021. So please note that applications will be reviewed on a first come, first served basis. So we encourage you to apply earlier than later, because if you're interested in being in the program, it's better to submit the final application sooner than later. So this is your application submission. So this is kind of where you're going to generate and think about your business idea. Is your business idea doable, feasible? Is it easier to start in the summer? Can you start in the summer and actually generate sales? Do you have the applied resources, characteristics, qualifications to launch your business idea? Is there a market demand for your business idea? Like, are people actually going to be interested in what you're selling, your product or your services? These are things you have to take into consideration when you're starting your business, because if you don't do your research and no one's interested, you're selling something that nobody wants really, right? So what are we looking for? Overall, the following is what we're looking for. Is there a market for the applicant's product or service? Can the business be fully launched and be viable during the duration of the program? Are the applicant's goals for the business realistic and achievable? A business plan, startup budget, cash flow forecast that demonstrates a market-ready business that can operate and follow all government, health, and safety guidelines related to impacts of COVID-19 and the pandemic. These are all things that you guys have to take into consideration when you're starting and submitting your application. So we're going to look at phase 2, the interview. Selected candidates will be contacted for virtual interviews. Limited numbers or spaces available for the program in Mississauga and Brampton. Like we mentioned before, Mississauga will be having 11 and Brampton will be having 10. All candidates will be contacted if they have or have not been accepted in the program. So regardless, you'll be receiving an email to let you know if you've been accepted or not accepted into the program. Applications do not guarantee an acceptance to the program or for the grant. So even though you've submitted an application, it doesn't guarantee your spot in the actual program. So selected participants will be notified and will be required to sign a microfinancing agreement, which will outline the participants' obligations and expectations to participate in the program. So students under the ages of 18 will require a parent or guardian to sign for you, just to say that you can run in the program. And once the agreement is signed, the participant will receive the first disbursement of the grant of $1,500 to start your expenses. So you're going to get the first $1,500 so you can start purchasing some of your business equipment or what you need to start your business once everything is signed and submitted back to us. So participants will be required to spend their first disbursement in 30 days of receiving their grant as outlined in their business plan to start up for their budget. So virtual site visits will be conducted as well. So we'll be doing virtual visits to, just to see how you're doing, a checkup on you and how your business is running. So we're going to talk about participant training and mentorship right now. So it's mandatory training sessions that will be scheduled for the students to attend. The training will be delivered through either WebEx, GoToMeetings, or MS Teams platforms. So there also will be homework and assignment that will be provided for you and you have to complete throughout the program. So the mentorship will include one-on-one or group mentorship meetings. It'll be delivered, like I said before, WebEx, GoToMeetings, or MS Teams, access to local business professionals, entrepreneurs, and business owners, support with the launch and development of your business in the areas of marketing, digital marketing, social media, sales, customer service, operations, and anything else that you guys need help in. We're here to help you and guide you through that. So as part of the training session, participants will also be required to attend scheduled networking virtual events during the summer with Mississauga and Brampton, with also the other participants that are in the program as well with you. So this will be an opportunity for you to meet other participants in the program, learn and network with the other participants in Mississauga and Brampton, and maybe collab and bounce ideas off each other. So there will be a guest speaker for each of those events that you attend, each networking event. There will be a guest speaker that'll be helping conduct the sessions. So we're going to talk about program completion and the exit of the actual program now. So the final phase of the program is the completion and exit from the program, which will include an exit survey, final budget reconciliation and other documentation, final grant disbursement up to $1,500, and program completion virtual event. So these are all mandatory things that you do have to meet in order to receive the final disbursement. So let me just take a look here. So now we are going to be having our guest speaker, which is Drew Glassford, and he's going to be going over his experience for Summer Company last year and how his business was surviving during the pandemic.
Awesome. Thanks, Ashley.
Thanks, Drew.
So you can hear me then?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Awesome. Well, hello, everybody. So I'm just going to give you a little introduction about what exactly my business was and kind of a bit about the process. So as you should see on the slideshow right in front of you, my business that I created through this program is called the Beech Grove Goats. That's our logo right on the left-hand side and a little glimpse of some of the goats there. So yeah, a little background about me. So I've done a lot of schooling. So I did my undergrad at Ryerson University and got my Bachelor of Social Work there. And then I graduated there. Then I decided to go into Teachers College, where I just graduated last year. And then from there, I ended up enrolling into my Master's of Education. So that's where I'm at right now, which kind of led me to still be eligible for this summer company program. So as of now, I'm in my last year of the Master's of Education program at Lakehead. And yeah, so as I said, I was part of the summer company program last summer, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the process and my own experience with it. So just looking at the process, first things first, you want to make sure you're qualified. So that means looking at the guidelines. Is it that your business idea is within the criteria? Are you in the criteria? Are you within the age limits? And also if you're in school, because this is all about being in post-secondary studies as well. And then the next step is to brainstorm those business ideas that fit the criteria. So last summer when I was applying for this program, it was a unique case because kind of when applications opened, that was the start of this COVID-19 pandemic, if anyone's ever actually heard of that. But yeah, so it limited some business opportunities. For example, I believe at the time it needed to be within like an essential business criteria, but times may have changed now. So just make sure that whatever your business is actually eligible there. For example, I know some businesses like e-commerce business, not e-commerce, sorry. Like it needs to be a business that, I'm trying to think of the word here. Ignore that. I can't think of it right now. But yeah, so one thing that helped me with brainstorming some ideas was to actually look at the Ontario government website and looking at the summer company yearbook. So here you can see past companies through this program, and I believe there's multiple years there. And you just click it, and it tells you a little bit about each company that people developed through these programs. This helped me a lot with just kind of getting an idea of what other people were doing. And then also just kind of helped me inspire my own self to kind of take my own route. And then once you have an idea of what business you want to apply for, that's when you're going to actually draw out your business plan and your cash flow chart. And again, the Government of Ontario and the Brampton Entrepreneur Centre has examples for you to look at, and they make the process very straightforward for you. And then, of course, the next step is the waiting game, where you wait to see if you get accepted or not. And then once you do get accepted, then comes the fun parts. So I think the really big thing with any business you should know is you have your expectations, and then there's the reality. So with Beech Grove Goats, in my business plan, I studied so much and researched so much about this new phenomenon called goat yoga. And this is something that was really kind of catching some steam. People, especially with the pandemic, people wanted to go outside. And for some reason, it seemed like there was quite a stir around people doing yoga with goats. So my business plan focused a lot on getting these goats, doing goat yoga, but then also using the goats for other sources, such as making soap with the goats. So as you see on the left, that's a picture from Google. That's the expectation of goat yoga. You have this cute little baby goat, and they're supposed to go on your back. But then as you see on the right-hand side, there's me, and that was the smallest goat I had. So the reality, it might not go always as planned. So kind of after this all happened, I realized the goats that I had purchased were actually a little too big for goat yoga, but it wasn't. I looked at this more as an opportunity rather than a problem. Yeah, so this is kind of what my business ended up turning into. So I still stuck with the soap idea, which was amazing. It turned out really well. And I made soaps with the goat milk as it's one of its key ingredients. And this was a really cool opportunity for me because I've always lived on a farm, but we never actually had goats. We've always had cattle and other animals. So I was excited to bring these goats over. And then with the goats, I actually used their milk for a number of products. So initially we started with soaps. And then as you see in the bottom left corner, we ended up making candles with the soaps candles with the milk, which is something that I actually didn't even initially think about, but the candles ended up being like the best seller for sure for this business. And then even going from the candles, I thought, what else can I do? And I got my older brother to be the model, the face of our beard balm. So as you see in the top right, we have this bearded fella with some beard balm in his hand. So I ended up making some beard balm with the products as well. And one of the best things I found with this business was even kind of through this pandemic, I still got to interact with people in the community. So in the middle top, you see me holding up one of the goats there, swirly, with this young man he's from a special needs organization within the town. So I used to work with this specific organization, and usually what they do in summers is go on these special needs field trips, but with COVID that kind of all got scrapped. But I was still able to have a few people from this organization come by, spend time with the animals. So in addition to me actually selling these products, making these products, I was also doing that like community engagement piece still. And through that, I was able to use that in social media. And then in the bottom right, we see the winner of my giveaway. So a little fun story, depending on what business you go into, if, for example, you're going in like an e-commerce or product-based business, it's really important to think about those giveaways, because my best sale was when I did a giveaway. So I gave away one candle and one soap to an Instagram follower, and then she ended up spending over $400 on soaps and candles for her friends and family as a result of that giveaway. So yeah, these are a collection of images that I'm pretty proud of that kind of reflect my experience this past summer. Perfect. My biggest takeaway from this business, and I think regardless of what type of business you approach, is your branding. In today's age, people are all over the internet. People are all over social media. And that's kind of the first thing I approached with this. I thought, yes, I can make soap, but are people going to really want to follow a soap page? Maybe depending on how I market it. But with this, I was able to use the goats to really start a pretty big following on both my Instagram and Facebook pages. And then also I made a website using Weebly, which was really easy to use. And I had minimal website experience from that. So I think branding is what made this experience as successful and rewarding as it is. And yeah, so through the website, I got the idea with that from one of the group membership meetings held through the Brampton Entrepreneur Centre. And through that, they kind of just talked about the importance of social media and websiting. And so again, no matter what business you take, I think it's really important to get a functional website. And especially if you're doing products, make sure they can buy stuff on the websites, and then also get the social media going. And of course, get your friends and family on board. Get them to share your business around, because that's the easiest and most beneficial way of getting your brand out there. Yeah. And actually, in the bottom right, you can see a shirt. So that's the other thing. So initially, it was more of a soaps and candles, beard balms. But then I'm like, why don't I make apparel as well? So I ended up buying a t-shirt press and made custom Beach Grove Goat shirts and hats. So both in some of my Instagram posts, you can see me wearing that apparel, and also just with people online. Like, people want to buy a tote bag with the logo. People want to buy a hat. People want to buy a shirt. So just think other ways that you can sell those products and get your products out there.
Thanks, Drew. That was amazing. Thank you for presenting. If you don't mind, can we just ask you a few questions?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so looking back, do you think you could have been better prepared to participate in the experience, especially with the whole COVID-19 going on? Like, what would you have done differently?
Ooh, that's a very good question. So what would I have done differently? I think one the one really great piece with the Brampton Entrepreneur Centre is that you're kind of required to do those weekly journals. And I set myself these goals each week. So for example, I tell myself that I'd go out there and like go to local shops and go to like local farm stores to show them my products and try to sell them. I always set that as a goal, but I never actually did that. Same with the farmers markets. I always talked about going to the farmers markets, but I never did it. So I think setting those goals for yourself, but actually holding yourself accountable to follow through on those goals.
Okay, and then I was also going to ask you, what are some failures or things that you weren't able to achieve? And then how did you overcome that with the next steps?
Yeah, so right away, I think the biggest challenge was the goat yoga thing. Because when my mom was telling her friends and I was telling my friends and just like I was advertising it, goat yoga was on the forefront. So people were expecting this. And then so I was getting the followers before I even announced that this yoga wasn't actually happening. So I think that was the biggest challenge, me not being prepared and educated enough on kind of the requirements for goat yoga. So the way I prepared myself for that was just kind of by getting other stuff out there to almost get their mind off it, by throwing out the candles out there and also advertising all the kids that were visiting. I think the biggest thing is mistakes happen and you really just need to have a growth mindset. So when you're writing your business plan, you need to be aware of challenges like that because unexpected stuff does happen. So I think actually another challenge that came up was one of my candles, one of the wicks. I think it was the first batch of candles I actually made and delivered. The wicks, I had some problems with the wicks and I had someone message me and like it was a pretty large order. So then I was like obviously pretty stressed out about it, but then I just made a new batch, just dropped it off and like gave it to them for free. So I think it's the important thing is just customer service, especially when you're starting out. The word of mouth is so key in any business you do. So you want to give them that 100% positive customer service experience.
Perfect. Thanks, Joe. Okay, so now we're just going to discuss, just go over our final thoughts. So, Drew, I just want to thank you again for coming out and doing that presentation and telling us about your business. Like, you did an awesome job last year, so thank you for coming out and sharing that with the participants for this year. So that pretty much brings us to the end of our summer company info session. So if you're interested in applying to the summer company program, you have to remember to complete the eligibility checklist. Submit your application inquiry indicating which small business enterprise center you're applying for. So whether it be through Caledon, would be for Brampton, Mississauga, or Toronto. And just please remember the numbers of the grants that we have to go out. So the sooner you get your application and it's submitted, the better. So just putting that reminder out there that Mississauga Business Enterprise Center will only accept applicants for businesses in Mississauga, and the Brampton Brampton Enterprise Center will accept applications for business located in Brampton and area included in Caledon. So once you've submitted your application, which includes your business plan, startup, budget, and cash flow forecast, then you'll be notified whether if you've been accepted or not accepted. Regardless, you will receive an email from us. So the application deadline for Mississauga and Brampton is Monday, April 19th at 5 p.m. So application submissions will not be accepted after this date and time. So we highly encourage you to apply earlier. Like I said, the better if you're interested in participating in the program, because it is very competitive and the spaces are limited. So if you do need more information, you can visit MBEC on Instagram or also on their website, mississauga.ca/MBEC, or you can also visit us at the Brampton Entrepreneur Centre online, brampton.ca/BEC, bec@brampton.ca if you want to send us an email, or you can even check out our Instagram or Facebook page if you want to get in contact with any of us. And then if you want to send us an email, and like we said earlier, these sessions have been recorded and they will be uploaded to our website. So if you guys want to rewatch this, or you guys have any other questions, please put them in the chat box or the question box, and we can just go over any questions you guys might have right now. So I'm just going to see if there are any questions right now. So how do you promote your business on social media? So how do you promote your business on social media? So it depends what type of business you're actually looking to open up. It could be through Facebook ads, Instagram ads. It could be through word of mouth and people promoting your page, whether it be through stories and tagging you in stories when they're using your products, or they come to you for a service, which not right now because of COVID, but any word of mouth representation online, any presence online that will be carried out through you yourself, your customers, your family, anything like that it's good attraction for you. So you're going to build your online presence before you even launch your business. You're going to start the hype. You're going to get your website up and going. You're going to get your Facebook page going, your Instagram page going, your following. You're going to use your hashtags, tagging other accounts, collabing with other businesses, just to build your social presence online. So any social media platform, it might not be necessary for your business. You have to see where your demographic is and who your target audience is, and see which platform they're using to help you support your business on social media. So are online stores eligible? There are, depending on what type of business you're looking to open up, the criteria is listed on our website. So as long as it falls within the COVID regulations and guidelines for you to open up that type of business online, and as long as it falls within the health regulation that is listed under the government, and you're not breaking any rules or bylaws, and you're abiding by all the codes and bylaws, then you can potentially open up an online store. But then again, it all depends what you're selling on that online store. Just trying to see if there's any other questions here. I don't see any more questions. If you guys have any other questions, you can write them right now in the chat box or write them in the question box. Oh, I see some more here. Okay. So what is the difference between starter company and starter company plus? I don't know if you meant by summer company and starter company plus. So starter company plus is for an older demographic, so it's not for students. It's for startup businesses or existing businesses, and you can get up to $5,000 for the grant. And the actual process is about 12 weeks of training and mentorship, and you have to attend weekly sessions as well. But this is these are not for students. These are for people that are not working full-time and going to be running the business full-time and not do anything else but the business. Someone's asking here, can I register my business in the next 20 days and apply for the program? So as long as you have your business registered during the program itself, you can. So you cannot have the business registered before the program start date. Can you please repeat what you said about having a business partner in this program? So let's say you and your friend want to start a business, and you guys have 50-50 share in the program right now, or sorry, in the business. Only one of you can participate in the actual program, but you and your partner, it can't be 50-50. It has to be where the person who owns the majority in the program has to be the one to be operating. So you and your partner, you would have to own 75 and the other person owns 25%, or whatever the amount be. Whoever owns the most in the actual business will be the one eligible to run in the program. Yes, it is okay to register your business after you get accepted into the program. So that was one of the questions. Is it okay if I register my business after I get accepted in the program? Yes. Once you get accepted into the program, then you can register your business. Let's see here. Do we follow the business plan directly by typing into the Word document, or can we create a new business plan document and follow the format for submission? Do we follow the business plan directly by typing into the Word document? Okay, so yeah, you're going to use the business plan template. Exactly. You're not going to create your own template just so it's the same across the whole board for Mississauga, Brampton, all the entrepreneur centers. We're going to be looking at the exact same template, exact same format. So it's best to use the exact template and don't edit anything, or don't make a new one or submit your own on the side. Another question, if you co-run the business, does your partner come to all the meetings too? No, only one of you will be attending the meetings, the mentorship, the training, the homework. Only one person will be doing all of the work, submitting everything. So that's something you'd have to decide between you and your partner, out of the two of you, who's going to be running in the program and who can submit the time and be committed to the program, because you can't switch between the two of you. Okay. Do we have any other questions? Can you repeat the application inquiry? What do you mean by application inquiry? If you have any other questions specifically about the application part, you can always send me an email. I'm going to drop my email address here in the chat box and you guys can view it. And then if you have any other questions specifically where you need more details, then you can send that to me and I can help you separately. So I'm just typing that now in the question box. So it's ashley.narain-crevier@brampton.ca. Just send me an email and then we can go over any other questions you have in detail, or we can have a phone call about it too. So for the cash flow section, is it okay to edit some of the subtitles since they do not relate to the business? Yes. So if some of the subsections don't relate specifically to your business and you need to edit some of the subtitles, you can, and you can alter some of them, but just don't be adding anything else that isn't required or taking anything out that you might need. So if it's asking for something specific to your business that it doesn't apply to you, then you can alter it a bit, but we want to keep it as close to the template as we can. Do we have any more questions? Can you mention insurance that most businesses will need insurance? So depending on your business, majority of the businesses will require insurance, especially during COVID. So we're going to be looking at general liability for insurance. And depending on what type of business you're opening up, you'll also have to consider what type of insurance you're going to be needing. So there are some handouts and some information we can provide you, but that's something you do also want to take into consideration when you're looking at your budget and how much it's going to cost you for startup, how much it's going to cost you to have insurance for running your business. So someone asked, do we answer in jot notes or full sentences? Please use full sentences. Do not use jot notes, because I'm telling you guys right now, the business plans that get submitted are very detailed. There's a lot of research and work that goes into it. It's very competitive. So the more information you provide and a better understanding of your business and a thorough understanding of your business and how it's going to operate, how you're going to make sales, who your competitors are, the more information you provide, the better, because it makes you have a stronger business plan. Because we get over 100 applicants and over 100 applications we have to go through. So jot notes and short form, it's not going to do you any good. The more information, the better. Can we contact you or anyone else during the application process if we have any questions while working on the business plan? You definitely can. If you have any questions or if you're struggling with a section in the business plan, you can email me, myself, or anyone at the Brampton Entrepreneur Centre who can definitely help you get through that subsection. The template will be provided to you. It's also here in the handouts if you guys want to look over it. And then if you have any questions, you can send me an email, but you can definitely contact us if you're having trouble with the business plan or if you're not understanding one specific part, we can go through that with you. So I'm just going to also put the back email address as well. And also you can always look up our information on our Instagram page, Facebook, and our website. So someone asked the template, is it the same for Mississauga? Yes, it is the exact same template. All the centers will be using the exact same template. Okay, do we have any more questions? How early are most applications submitted? We've actually already had a few submitted. So the applications are open right now. If you go to our website, the link is there for you to apply. And like we said, the applications do close in April. So you have from now until April, but we will be reviewing them, but we will make the decision closer to April, and then you'll be notified in April whether or not you've been accepted or not. So regardless, you will get an email to let you know, but we won't be notifying you guys earlier than that. So as soon as you submit it, it will get reviewed, but we don't make the decision until the end. Someone asked, how competitive is it? It is fairly competitive. We get over 100 applications. So over 100 students do apply, and Brampton only has 10, whereas Mississauga has 11. So like I said, the better your business plan, the more information you provide, the better it is for you. Okay. By first come, first serve, does this mean if 15 people are selected by there's 11 spots, then the first 11 get in? So it's not really first come, first serve. We do give priority to the applications that are submitted first, but let's say out of those 10 applications, 3 of them are really good. The other 8, we're obviously going to keep looking till we get the top applications put through. So the sooner you get yours in, the better. But we only have 11. So if we get 15, 4 of those people are not going to get it. But we get over 100 applications. So the sooner the better. Someone asked, should it be written in first person or third? For this specifically, you can write in first person or third. For this business plan, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Either or is fine. So if you guys are looking for a bit more information, I'm just going to also share this link here with you guys here. I don't know if you guys can still see the screen. Are you guys able to see the screen? Okay. So as Drew had mentioned before, which is a great resource that he used, it's a summer company yearbook. So it's going to give you an example of all the past businesses that completed summer company, the types of businesses they did, and where they did it. So this will kind of give you a background as to how these people ran their business and if your business idea is close to what they've done. So this will kind of just give you a bit of background here on the past summer company participants. So if you go here and look at table of contents, we can look at last year, or 2019, so sorry, we're in 2021 now. So these are a list. This is the list of people that were in it. And there's some pictures here as well. So it'll just give you a description of their business, what they did, where they were located. So it'll just give you some background information there and some maybe insight as to how you should be running your business or how you should be applying or what type of businesses are eligible. So someone asked, so will our business be fully online now? Your business must be able to adhere to COVID-19 regulations. So as long as it falls under what the guidelines are for operating businesses, then you are able to submit that business idea. So the next question, should we prepare marketing and other resources for our business first, or should we submit the business plan first and then prepare everything? You should submit your business. Well, while you're doing your business plan, it's going to make you do your research. So whether you'll have to be obviously looking at the market to see who's interested in it. So as you're doing your business plan, it will encourage you to do a bit of the homework on the side as well. So you'll be simultaneously be doing both at the same time. These are all really good questions. If your actual, so sorry, someone asked yes, but like, should the website be prepared before the application? Your website does not have to be created yet before your application. During the process, during the program, that's when you'll be creating your website and your social media. Where on the website will we be able to access the recording of this? You'll be able to access the recording. I believe we'll be uploading it to a document or a file specifically. I'll find out specifically where we'll be on our website, and then I can email the participants that are in the session, and I can email you the link after when I find out exactly where it's going to be uploaded. But we will be having another one in March as well. I believe it's March 25th, the last Thursday of the month. And then you can also attend that. And like I said, if you have any other questions, you can reach out to me. Okay, so I think we're just gonna, do we have to attend all the info sessions? No, you don't have to attend all the info sessions. This is just open to anyone who's interested in the program and wants to get some information. So you don't have, once you've attended this one, you don't have to attend the other one. Even if you don't attend any of the info sessions, as long as you submit your application by the deadline, that makes you eligible to get your application reviewed. So you don't have to attend both the info sessions. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up for now, you guys. If you guys have any other questions, you can send me an email or you can email the Beck inbox. The applications are available right now through our website. If you go to grants and funding, the information will be there, and I will send you guys an email as to where the recording will be uploaded so you can rewatch it, or if you have any other questions, or if you want to review it again. And also the handouts are on the side there for you too. So have a good evening, guys, and good luck with your applications. Bye.